Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about her all morning. One of the greatest that ever did it and got away with it. She's on the line with us right now. It's our family, our friend, and the icon herself, the one and only MC Lyte, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
Lyte, what up, Lyte?
Man, I don't know how to feel all the applause, you know.
Well, I'm just saying, man, we just had a whole soliloquy on you. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hey, Lyte. Hey, Lyte.
Yes.
Hot damn hole, here we go again.
Light as a rock.
Come on, man. We were just talking about that. I forgot that you and Antoinette had lyrical bouting going on back then.
Oh yeah. That's old though. How you forget about that?
I don't know.
That's one of the staples in battles. Like
yeah. No, I remember, but it's not that I forgot. After a while the songs outlived the beef. You know what I mean? And so you single for so long, and we was just having this whole conversation about Drake and Kanye squashing their beef. Did y'all ever get a chance to squash y'all's?
We did. We did a show. I think in 2018 or 19, somewhere like that, at Atlanta's Phillips Theater. I think it's called Phillips Arena. The Phillips Arena, and it was all women. It was Remy and Rod Digger and Trina and Brat, and I mean, you name it, everybody was on the bill. Yo-Yo, Rage, Moni, and K-Rock came to my dressing room and was like, somebody wants to say hi, and I was like, who? He was like, Antoinette. I was like, Antoinette, like the Antoinette? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, let her in. And she came in, and we had an opportunity to talk, and of course, I apologized because, not really knowing the force of the light, I had no idea of what it could really do to somebody's career. And, it's almost like what 50 did to Ja Rule. Like you're standing up for what you do, which is survival of the fittest, but not really thinking how detrimental it can be to somebody else and their family and their plans and all that they were looking forward to. So we had a real heart-to-heart.
Oh, wow. Okay. See it. And that was what, like 20 plus years, 20 plus years later. But it happened in God's timing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure
Cool.
did.
Did y'all hug and then perform together, or just that?
Yeah.
That
well,
was
she had already performed by that time, but yes, we did hug, and I wished her well. And for some time, she wanted me to get on a song with her, I think that Scratch was doing. And, the timing didn't work out. I don't even know if she released the song or not, but, we had good intentions there. So she's a sister in hip hop, and I commend her for the work that she put in, because look, that I Got Attitude was heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was heat, right? That was heat. Tracy, See how beefs could get squashed, and it's all for the good.
Yes, I mean,
the ultimate beef we saw get squashed, I thought was like phenomenal, was Nas and Jay-Z.
Oh yeah.
It was like, wow, if that can happen, anything can.
I was really instrumental. Well, I had nothing to do with the squashing of the beef, but I did the first interview with Nas and Jay-Z after they squashed that beef. And it's interesting. Beefs, get squashed, but there's always that remnants of, all that residue that still exists. And so I always commend people who could walk through that residue, because anything can re-spark it, And those guys, what they did is they converted it into business. And that's when Jay-Z ended up signing Nas to a deal with Def Jam at that time. MC Lyte is here. Heather B, we got Lyte here. Come on, we talk about you all the time.
Heather B, what's
Lyte! I've been fired up all morning. Look, y'all, I mean, I don't have to hide this. I've been talking about it. I talked about it this morning too. This is family for me. Like, and when I said, like, Lyte is one of the pillars, if we have to start with MC Shot Rock and all of us being her sons, then I would say you have to look at, absolutely, you have to look at MC Lyte and what she has been able to do. It's not a comparison thing, but, you know, for artists like myself who found ourselves with a unique voice and a different kind of voice and a different kind of accent, and some people either loving it or saying you sound funny, and having the confidence, you know what I mean? And having the confidence to be able to do it in the way that Lyte did it and stand on her own square, and take the route that she took. Bruh, that's not easy. She made it look extremely easy, and artists like Rhapsody and different people who followed in those footsteps and those trails that they blazed, they make it look easy, and Missy and everybody, but it's not easy. You hear every single female artist salute, when they salute female, they always salute MC Lyte, because now that they've reached a certain level in their career, they understood what Lyte had to go through, right. So they could stand there, and they recognize that it's not easy. So come on, this all goes without saying. I'm happy Lyte on the show today. You crazy? This family.
Well, thank you very much, Heather. And I've always felt nothing but love and admiration for you, and hearing your voice reminded me of my own. And what I really loved about hip hop is just real. It's no putting on airs, and your voice can be felt. You know, a lot of MCs, their voices are kind of high up in the air, but yours was grounded, and it felt like a kin to me. So thank you so much.
No, always love, and you, because of who you are as a person, you always kept your privacy, you always kept yourself. But I can say this, I've said it on the show before, but just so people could know, bringing us into, 2022, Lyte has always reached out. Like, if y'all want to sit here and think for a second, well, I really don't see Lyte with a lot of different people and all that. Nah, she ain't that, but she ain't to herself and selfish. Lyte has always reached out. Yo, sis, you good? Yo, I'm checking on you. Yo, let's try to do this. Yo, I'm working on this. She has always reached out, and she's not the type to say it, but I'll say it for you. So thank you.
Wait, Heather B.
Yo.
Glocks.
Lyte stupid too. On top of that, she's stupid. She play too much.
They both have bully voices. Crazy.
Right, I love it.
You know what's so crazy that people think, I don't know. I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying, Heather, and I can only imagine that people think that I'm solo and that I don't mess with people or whatever. Like, on any given day, first off, Yo-Yo and I was out in these streets yesterday in Manhattan because my sister is in town. Her daughter's 18th birthday is happening in New Jersey, so she came over to the city, and we hung out. We went to Melba's. First, we was trying to get to Harlem Lights, which I didn't know anything about. Somebody on the phone with me from North Carolina was like, oh, my God, you're in New York. You got to go to Harlem Lights. We're 2 hours late to Harlem Lights. I call up Fat Joe, like, what's the deal? Where is this thing? He said, Lyte, you're late. I said, okay, we want to eat. Where do we go? He said, go to Melba's. We went to Melba's. We had a really good time. In the meantime, I'm on the phone with Rhapsody. Then I get off. I'm on the phone with Tierra Whack. You know, I was just out in L.A. celebrating Missy getting her Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. Like, so I'm completely attached. Remy, I speak to Remy probably once a week. So the relationships in music for me are real. Like, no, you're not going to hear me talk about some people that I don't really know or have ever talked to in my life. But there are people that I connect with, and we have kindred spirits. So, yeah, that's real.
All right, that's what's up. MC Lyte is here. We're talking about her new series too, which by the trailer alone, just looking at it, it's just it looks so funny to me. It's called Partners in Rhyme. And Partners in Rhyme, you play yourself?
A loose version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about it. What's the premise behind it? Because it seems so natural.
Well, yes, it would feel that way because it's loosely based on my life. First off, I just want to say I'm completely excited to be here with you all. Sway in the morning, Heather, look, Tracy, this is where I'd like to be and no other place. Thank you. Let me just say that first. So I appreciate the platform. And Sway, I've followed you all through the years, and to see a brother like yourself, upwardly mobile, not only just maintaining but growing and being successful at what it is that you've claimed your spot to be. I appreciate you and adore you for that. So let me get that out first. The show Partners in Rhyme, I hooked up with Bentley Kyle Evans. I had this concept from years ago that we had written, Wayne Conley and myself, who up until this point, like I've known him since the 90s. We were with the same writer, the same literary agent. And so I've known him since the 90s, but since then, he just finished 2 seasons on Queen Sugar. He just finished 2 seasons on Grace. What's Grace show? The church show. Not Green Acres. What is
Greenleaf? Greenleaf?
Greenleaf, exactly. He just finished 2 years on Greenleaf. He's currently on the new rendition of Best Friend's Wedding or whatever that thing is with Nia Long and, all of those folks that did Best Man's Wedding. Best Man. Right. Best Man. So he's doing that, but he just didn't have the time because he was with jobs that were paying him. So I took the concept we had, sat down with Bentley Kyle Evans. We went deeper. We built it out. And the next thing I know, we're in a writer's room. He and we write the first episode. Then we get in with all of his writers. We come up with all of the concepts for what the season is going to be. And, we did a great thing with ABFF, which is bananas, the way we found the young lady who plays my niece. She's an internet sensation on the show. The record label wants to sign her. I go in to redo my deal, and they're like, basically, no, you done blazed enough trails. We need you to come behind the scenes and help us build this new artist. We want you to train her with everything you know, and we just want you to infuse yourself into her and make us a star. And so that was my job on the show. And, it was bittersweet because I was going in there to work a new deal out for myself. And they told me, we don't need you to do that. We need you to do this. And in the show, it's riddled with truths about 2 different generations that have to not only come together, but are stuck together because we're related. And it's that juxtapose. And we're always... it reflects life, but we're always at our age like, that music, what you listening to ain't nothing. Like, let me show you how it was really done. And then you got the younger generation say, we don't care how it was done back then. This is something new, something fresh, get to know it, get to learn it and love it. And so we're always with that battle in this show, and it gives a deeper look into the music business as well. So it's fun. It is automatic. The character's name is Lana. We couldn't even find a name that would translate as well as my own because my birth name is Lana. So that's why. And all of that was funny.
And it's very funny, and then that's the truth that I think all rappers at some point it feels like you got it. Well, not all rappers because you got artists like Nas and Jay-Z or, that have been doing it. Look at Nas, man. Nas still gets better with time, but it was the conventional.
Look what Kane and Chris just did. Damn near, come on. That's crazy.
Yeah, with verses, right? But in most cases, it comes a time when at least the record companies want to stop investing in a particular artist because they reach a certain age, right? Like,
yeah, no, absolutely. You term out. It's like, they would talk. I was on another show earlier. They were talking about, did I experience ageism? And when I came into the business, and I said, no, coming in young is what they want. It's once you get older, it's like, okay, first off,
like, get off the phone, yo.
You and Heather are truly sisters. Because I'm telling you, like, Heather HB literally said the same thing earlier. And I was going to ask you about this. You're kind of leaning into it, but if you don't mind me just giving more context, because this what you're talking about is going to make sense. Because HB, when we were bringing up Ashanti and how Ashanti has decided to re-record her debut album, right? And Irv Gotti commented and said, man, well, I own the masters, blah, blah, blah. He thinks this is effed up. They're going to have to look at the cover laws. And so we just got into a conversation about the music industry and rule number one, it's a dirty game. And HB had noted that the manipulation happens where they want to have, a very naive young artist, a fresh blade of grass who doesn't know what they are getting themselves into. They just know that they want their feet wet. They want an opportunity, and their eyes are so wide that they miss, a very important notes in a contract. And then later on, when you get older, and you have developed a keen sense of business acumen, maybe the labels don't want to rock with you because they know that they aren't able to squeeze as much from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely correct. And there's so many. It's such a business, and I think that's what we sort of get away from as artists. We're so starry-eyed and ready to express ourselves, because up until this point, we've been doing it for free anyway, and we've been enjoying it. But now here comes an opportunity to make some money, and kudos to Ashanti. I'm sorry, but if enough years have gone by, re-record that thing so that you own that master.
Facts.
And now, whoever participated in publishing and writing, they'll get their just due. But the fact is, there's no other way for her to participate in her own music outside of recording it over again. Right. So everybody ought to be thinking about doing that. But the truth is, even once you've gotten past wetting your feet and the water is all the way up almost to your head, they still use you, but it's a business. It's no different from a football team trading, some players to get somebody else. So I've showed up and done radio shows for big radio stations to get Keith Sweat an ad. I've showed up places and I had no idea that I was being, used like that, but I'm sure somebody else at the label. Matter of fact, they used audio too to get me my deal. It was like, okay, they came with top billing. It's the freshest thing. You want audio too? Well, you got to take MC Lyte. So it's all about how it's a power structure and how it is that you use it and move it and make it work for you. And once you get old enough to know the game, then you jump in and you play. But when you're playing, will you play by the rules? Right. And those rules can be changed at any time. You don't have to start a record label and take 50% publishing from all of your artists.
Facts.
You can work out another way to get paid and to be fair. I never want somebody to come back years later looking at me like, look what you did. And then I go, well, that's just how the business is. No, you have to take responsibility. So if you're going to play it like that, at least stand up and be a man and say, I did it because I felt like it, not because it's this old game that people have played for years and years. And now you're just going to take somebody's publishing just because they did it 20 years ago like that.
Word.
There it is, man. MC Lyte right here. Come on. Shout out to Audio 2. I got my first priority jacket. Yo, Milk sent me a jacket, Lyte.
Woo!
Do you got one? You got one?
No, I don't have one, but I have him, so I don't need a jacket.
Oh, I heard that.
Ow.
Nah, but I love your brothers. I love them. And it took no time. I just asked him for it, and he said, "What's your address?" And he sent it to my home. And when I wear that jacket, man, you gotta see people's faces like that. Oh, my gosh. The faces just dropped.
The jelly comes out, huh?
The jelly comes out. But First Priority was such a staple in the game. It was,
movement.
It was a movement. And
it really was.
Yeah, and
It really was.
what was it like back then with First Priority?
It's so funny because I was in it and I was living it, and it's not until you get older and it's not that anymore, and you look back and you go, wow, we had a little clubhouse. The building that Nat Robinson had on St. John's in Brooklyn was like our home base. People tell me to this day, I used to walk by and y'all would wave to me, or, I have other people that say we would come in and help you all with your stickers and mailing envelopes. And, it was real deal. Like we were, I can't remember if we were licking those big old nasty stamps, but we were actually putting stamps on manila envelopes to get our records out. Like there was no send a MP3 with the wave of a finger. It was literally having to pack envelopes with vinyl records and sending them out. And we as artists were all a part of that process.
Facts.
So it always brings back great memories. Us piling up into Milk's Thunderbird to go to Latin Quarters. And, seeing all the faces at Latin Quarters. You got Chris Rock and, King of Chill, of course, was rolling with us, with me, Milk, Giz, Security. And then we'd see Dana Dane and Herbie Lovebug and Slick Rick and Sweet Tea and Joski Love were dating, so they would be there together. It was just a room full of power.
Yeah, man. And I was on the West Coast, so at the time, so it resonated. Let me tell you that. It resonated. And on the West Coast, we had to think independent-minded anyway, because we didn't have access to all the resources that someone in New York would have had, being in Oakland, at least in the Bay Area. And then L.A. was still developing on that side, too, in terms of the music scene. That's why I think this Partners in Rhyme is so great, because it's comedy, it's humorous, but I'm sure the knowledge that you and Bentley Kyle Evans, who, by the way, did Martin, the Jamie Foxx show. I used to live in the same neighborhood as him until he did those shows. He moved to a higher neighborhood.
And his nephew is the EP. I swear, his nephew, now Evans, is the EP of Wildin' Out.
Oh,
Very
really?
nice. Wow.
Now, I remember now as well. So I think this is amazing. Tell me about the streaming service AllBlk.
When we did our deal, it was Urban Movie Channel. So it was UMC. It's Bob Johnson's baby. I've been working with them for some time because I DJ'd a couple of their comedy shows. They had a show called Comedy Underground. I don't know if they still have it online. They probably have some of the older shows. I don't know if they're still shooting that show. But I worked with them, I guess as early as 2016 or 17, something like that. And so it was just a little bubble. It was like, okay, this is what I want to do. Matter of fact, I ran into Bob at a restaurant and I sat with him for a minute and talked about what he was doing after selling, BET for so much money. He was now building this streaming video on demand service. And so since signing last year with UMC, they did a deal with AMC. So now they're under the umbrella of AMC, which now has the Sundance Channel, the Independent Film Channel, AllBlk, WeTV, and and AMC. So it's 5 brands that live under AMC. And so it just keeps getting bigger and better and broader, and the content that lives on the service. It's fantastic when you're talking about a place where you can go for a half-hour sitcom, long-form series, documentaries, comedy specials, independent films, shorts. I actually directed my first short this year, and I sent it to them just so that they could see my directorial skills. And they were like, "Oh my God, we love it. Can we license it for our short department?" As far as I know, they're the only SVOD that will give love to shorts. When you do a short, you're just expected to lose money because the only thing you can really do with it is put it in documentary. I mean, put it in film festivals. And so film festivals don't pay you.
Right.
Right.
Pay
you pay film festivals to have your stuff shown. So I just thought it was really, amazing that they would even take on my short and have a space where that type of content can exist for African American people. So I think it's the best thing going.
Partners in Rhyme is premiering tomorrow exclusively on AllBlk. Okay. MC Lyte is with us. Keisha, how you doing? She's in Ohio.
Hey,
Grand Rising.
What's up, Keisha?
How are you guys?
Chilling.
It's Tracy G's birthday, and we got MC Lyte here for Tracy G's birthday.
That's a gift.
Happy birthday, Tracy G.
Thank you, darling.
Hi, Heather G and Sway in the morning.
Hey.
My name is Keisha. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, and I just want to send a shout out to MC Lyte for being one of my favorite MCs of all time. I went to one of her shows in Cleveland, Ohio, back in the early 90s, and actually got to take a picture with her dancers at leg 1 and leg 2. It was so personal. That's how far back it was that I came to your show. But I just want to thank you. You mentioned Yo-Yo and Remy Ma and
Rage and Moni and
shout out to
Moni. I was listening, last week or the week before with Moni Love and Queen Latifah, and that video that you guys did, it really uplifted, young women at the time. Back in the 90s, I was a teenager, but I thought I was in the IBWC crew, and all your songs, I'm rapping them like I was right in the studio with you guys. I mean, thank you so much for your contribution to the rap industry for Black female rappers.
First off, Keisha, repping Ohio, thank you so much for your call. I remember we made several trips to Ohio over the years, had one of the biggest fan clubs there, which is fantastic to be able to go there and feel like I was at home. Thank you for calling and that acknowledgement. I think Sisters in Hip Hop needs to be promoted even more so that people understand there is no animosity between the lot of us. Yes, there may be a few who go back and forth, but in the end, we all know that we're blessed to even be in this position in the first place. So thank you for that acknowledgement. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Keisha. You're a citizen.
Good morning.
Lyte, you got time for one more call?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, we're going to go to Cali. My man Dre on the line. Big Dre, what up? Go for it, Dre.
Dre, what's goody?
Hey, how you guys doing? Grand Rising.
What up?
Happy birthday, Tracy.
Thank you.
I just want to say congratulations to Lyte because she has a very iconic voice. Sort of reminds me of our young man or old man that did the Lion King, the James Earl Jones. You can hear her anywhere. It's her voice. She was a hard MC that told stories that were very clear. And when she got together and her brother Milk, MC, you could call me Milk. I mean, that was so you guys keep doing it, and I'm proud of you, and much success in the future.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you so much for that call. To be here, which isn't often. I think I can count the amount of times that I've been with you all on this show, but it never, to me, fails to bring a sense of home and a sense of comfort. And that's because it starts from the top. So I feel the energy that comes from your listeners because you all are about spreading the love. And so thank you very much. And happy birthday, girl. Wait a minute. What is this? This is December. That's a Sagittarius?
It's November.
It's November. Like you've been working.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we dead smack in the middle of November. It's Scorpio. Okay. Jeez.
That's how futuristic you be with it, man.
Right ahead of the game.
22 right now. Can I tell you?
Tell us what it looks like.
Okay. Hey,
well, good things, yes.
Yes. Well, I know you got more press to do, and I don't want to stand in the way of that because I want as many people as possible to know about this show. But congratulations. I can't wait to get you in the studio where we all do this in person. You know, continue success. Partners in Rhyme premiering tomorrow, citizens. We need everybody to go ahead and stream that on the AllBlk platform. Look for it on AMC, WeTV, or how do you say it, Lyte? I'm confused. How do you say
look for it. You said it right. Look for it on AllBlk. It's actually a streaming service that I think people will be happy once they get on that they have, because you're going to see things there that you won't see anywhere else. And this is just one of the properties that that are on the platform. It's $4.99 a month. Like a third of the price of some of these other streaming services, but you're going to get exactly what it is that you're looking for. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much. And I will be in there the next time.
There you go. MC Lyte, ladies and gentlemen, the icon Lyte. All right, we're coming right back. Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5 with Heather B and Tracy G.